These are pheasants here. I'll show them to you in this camera over here. They're very popular in the UK, and they were donated to me by my friend Janice. It's not the first time. She cleans them. I think they're given to her. She cleans them and then she keeps them in the freezer for a while, but then recognizes that she's not going to eat them. She gives them to me, and I'm always very grateful. I've got about a stone, 7 kilo in the freezer now. It's a gamey meat, and I want to cook them cacciatora style. Normally you would cook in Italy something like rabbit in cacciatora style, or also chicken is very popular. But bearing in mind that this is not too far off rabbit, I thought I'll try and see what it's like. But also I want to keep the recipe very simple so that I enjoy the flavor from the pheasant. So I've actually got here a combination of breast and legs. I'm not even sure if it's from the same pheasant. I don't think it is, but I will place them inside my pot. I've put a little olive oil at the bottom, and temperature is medium high at the moment, and I will ensure that they are brown all over, and then I'll turn them over in a minute. Within a couple of minutes I'm ready to turn them around, and I will brown the other side also. So they're done for the time being, and they can very quickly come out. And in the same oil I'm going to add a small chopped onion and a crushed clove of garlic, followed by a small red and yellow pepper which I've just sliced, medium-sized carrot chopped in little circles, 2 medium-sized potatoes cubed in little pieces, they can go in also. I'll give everything a quick mix. I'll place the lid on and I'll leave them to start cooking initially for about 5 minutes. Time to add the pheasant back on, so I'll just give this a little mix to ensure that nothing gets stuck to the bottom. And here is my already browned pheasant, and I will add it back in now. I've just turned the temperature down just below medium, by the way, so that I don't end up burning them. And I'm now moving them towards the bottom of the pan so that each piece of pheasant is directly in contact with the base. This is a third of a glass of white wine. It's dry, and as pheasant is a gamey meat, I'm going to add a little splash of white wine vinegar also, as it is considerably stronger. Not a lot, just like that, enough. And that will counteract and balance the gamey nature of my pheasant. And turn the temperature up, and I will add it in. Of course, the wine is a key ingredient for any cacciatore recipe. In the past they only used to use vinegar, by the way, and this was a dish which was born out of necessity from poor people, where they used to have access to very low cost meat from the butcher, often almost going rotten, and to effectively remove the rottenness smell from the meat, they would add vinegar and cure like that. And then it was discovered that it was delicious, and it became a national treasure in Italy in terms of a recipe. These are plum tomatoes. Normally I tend to cut them in half and put them in, but this is going to cook for a little while, so I've decided to leave them whole, and I'm adding about 150 to 200 grams. Here, I'll make it 200 grams. Choice of herbs entirely up to you, of course, but what complements really well these sort of dishes is going to be rosemary and a bay leaf, so I'll put them both in. Salt and pepper next. I will add it now, as I've got this habit of forgetting, but you can add it now or later, but I thought I'll do it now as I feel like it today. And here I've got some chopped leafy greens. This is a combination of chard and spinach from our garden, and I can add it in. I'm adding the greens because they are quite earthy in flavour, and also they are rich in fibre, but also I get the feeling that they will counteract the gamey taste of the pheasant beautifully. Now, pheasants are wild animals, and they will be very lean and go quite a lot of muscles, so they'll take a little longer to cook than, say, for example, chicken. If this was chicken, I would leave it to cook for 45 minutes, but I will leave them to cook on a medium temperature for a good hour, and then I'll take a look. So I'll see you then. In the meantime, while I wait, I will introduce you to a special guest. Here he is with Julie at the moment.
Here he is. This is Remy. Yes.
We are dog sitting at the moment.
He's all he's all teeth at the moment. I'm trying to train him to be a good boy, but it's hard.
And he's trying to bite the mic.
Yeah. It's Alessandro and Charlie's little dog.
Yeah.
He's adorable, aren't you?
He is, yes.
Anyway,
Anyway, I will do a proper introduction after I finish cooking. So see you later. And of course, the beauty of recipes like this is that you can combine anything you like with the wine and vinaigrette base, because really it's about treating any sort of meat. Generally, it's used with chicken or rabbit, but nowadays you can use anything. Also, if you were to use red meat like beef, for example, I would advise that you might want to use red wine instead of white wine. Otherwise, just stick to white wine. So our is up, and you can see that my greens have gone down drastically. I'm removing the rosemary and the bay leaf before I forget. And just for the last 10 minutes, I'm going to add a few green olives, which I keep in olive oil. I always do this with Cacciatora style meals. And I leave to the end because the olives will release more of the flavor towards the end, and I like to retain it at the end. But if you want, you can add them earlier on or not add them at all if you're not keen on olives. Entirely up to you, of course, as always. But we do love olives, as you can see. I'm putting quite a bit. I'm also purposely carrying a little bit of olive oil, so nice generous amount in there. So I'll mix this once again, and you can see that all of my meat is cooked beautifully. And actually, I will leave it now for about 10 minutes, or maybe anything between 5 and 10 minutes, but without the lid on. I'll turn it down slightly so that it doesn't dry up too much. Enough for the olives to amalgamate their flavor with everything else, and then we can serve up and see what it's like. Little Remy is experiencing a whole new set of smells, as well as the house. He's now 14 weeks old, and when they got him, he was only 8 weeks, so he's more than doubled in size, by the way. Incredible, the growth. But he keeps popping here to see me because I'm cooking, but then Julie's in the lounge, and he goes to see her. He's a little bit unclear as to where it's best to stay, so at the moment he's with Julie. His mum is a golden retriever, and his dad is a miniature poodle, I think she said, so it makes him a golden retriever poodle cross or something similar, but it's going to be a very big boy. And to show you how tender the meat is, I'm going to use a normal knife, and actually it's cutting through very nicely. Let's have a look. This is the leg, and the leg is the part that tends to be tougher because it's a little bit more musclier, and yeah, it's perfect. It's cutting through the leg and the breast perfectly. I'll just try and I'll let you know what it's like. Oh, that's lovely. I knew it was going to be great because this dish was born from rabbits, and it is delicious. Really tasty and flavourful. And because I kept it simple, has retained a good balance of all of the ingredients, and there is absolutely nothing that takes over. And the flavour of the vinegar is completely gone, but you get a little kickback. You can smell that there is something nice about it, and it's delicious. So that is my meal finished. I'll take my pinny off, and I'll introduce you formally to Remy. Come here. There he is. He's a ball of fur, and he, as I said, he's 14 weeks old. He's beautiful, really beautiful, and we took him for a long walk this morning in the woods, and he loved it. We thought that might have been a little bit too much for him because we walked for about an hour, and you're not supposed to walk puppies for very long, but he would not stop, so we let him. It was quite sweet because this morning I got up, it was about 6 o'clock, and I went downstairs and I let him out first, and then he came back in, and I was editing a video. So he came and sat with me, and he was watching the television by the screen, and he was watching me, and he was going like this and say, "Oh, you're there, boss, you are here." But what was really sweet was that he sleeps in a cage, and his bed is in a cage, and it's got some toys and everything else. So I let him out, of course, to come and stay with me, and I put a little cloth on the floor so that he could stay there. Then I turned around and I heard this little squeaky noise, and I noticed that he had progressively gone in a cage and taken all of the toys out and lay next to them. That was lovely, wasn't it, mate? So here is Remy. Say goodbye. Here you go. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Ciao, ciao. Hopefully you enjoy the Pheasant Cacciatora style.
And if you don't, you'll enjoy the dog.
You will enjoy the dog, but I'm sure you will enjoy both. See you later.
Good boy. Sit. You're such a good boy.